I do have a client that's a plumber, and he does commercial plumbing.
Yep.
And, he's seeing that he has a well-managed business, he manages his cash flow correctly, but he realises that he's in a bit of a growth phase. He is beginning to expand the business. And quite simply, if your business has a $2 million turnover, you're going to have $400,000 worth of debtors. If you take it to a $4 million turnover, you're going to double the size of your debtors, and you're just not going to have the capital. So he's decided to institute a debtor finance program so that he can manage his growth. And by planning and doing this early in the piece, this is all slotting together for him, and it's really working well. It's just about thinking about what's the right thing to do at the right time when you're facing these sorts of times. And that means he knows that I hear so many people in construction saying projects are delayed. So I've already allocated materials and staff to these projects, but now there's a planning hold up, or the builder's got a delay, and I've got some costs sitting in these projects that I don't know how I'm going to recover until I get this going. So having liquidity in a business at a time like this, and it may be from the sort of funding tools I use, or it can be from cash reserves in the family or whatever, but having the liquidity available means that you can have a flexible status to put your business forward in these unusual times.
And you continue to move forward, as opposed to, I can't do anything because I've got to wait for 3 customers to pay, or I'm 300 grand out of pocket because these guys haven't paid. They said they were paid 2 days ago. They haven't paid. So now my business is at the whim of someone who hasn't paid. So for example, we go back to, whose journey are we going on? Is it our journey or theirs? It's theirs, because our business is then at the whim of a customer not paying. So then that influences us. We have to then be conscious about us paying our wages, us paying our suppliers, us paying whatever, based on someone not paying. So again, as you say, that element of helping them be able to grow, it's defining what growth is, but then also sitting there going, okay, well, what does the business need to be able to continue to move forward? And if that is a funding arrangement that is a debtor funding, it's perfect, because it allows them to be able to keep moving rather than having to wait for that money to, because some people, they might not get paid for 30 days end of month. So all of a sudden there is a shortfall, and it means that they can't do anything without having that funding in place. So it's perfect, because again, the definition of growth is whatever it is for whatever business. It's then up to them to say, how do we bring that to the front? Debtor funding or funding of some sort potentially is a way to be able to ensure that they can keep moving forward.
Oh, exactly. And you just need to have, in times like this, liquidity available. As long as you've got liquidity, you can continue to steer and navigate your business. As soon as you lose liquidity, and once again, using the ship analogy, it's like you're a rudderless ship, because you've got nothing to get underway with. You've got no direction. So it's so important, that setting of expectations. One of the other problems I find with small business is wanting to take that step of external advice too. That's, so often I see businesses that have poor accountants, might have brilliant bookkeeper, but the accountant is just a compliance person. Business is a very complex, high-risk undertaking, and you need to take the right sort of advice. And, and that's where I see people like yourself, and as we were mentioning about the post-SBR world and so forth, and this post-restructuring, this is the chance, this is the breathing space to set things up in a different way and change the way you do things. It may not be that you want to grow your business 100%. You may want to adjust your business so it works better for your lifestyle. These are all things that we can help owners think about. And I think it's critical. Yeah. And the one thing that, just winding up from the finance point, is that I think businesses really need to look at their liquidity now and how they're going to fund the future. Because unfortunately, there's an old parallel that I draw, and that is that money is only lent to you when you don't really need it. So the idea is, if you're going to think about moving forward, changing or restructuring or whatever you're doing, get funded first. Put a plan in place, a strategy for your working capital, so you know that you'll have the liquidity, because when things get tight and change in 3 months from now, money won't be available. So it's time to, it's just
Yep.
like pre-planning, failure to plan is planning to fail.
Yep.
So that's what I see.
That's right. Totally agree.